You are listening to the Inverted Creative Podcast. I'm Allison.
I'm Bryant.
And I'm Jen.
Hi, guys.
What is up?
Hello.
Hello. So I want to start this episode off. We do not have Bryant with us again today, and he will not be joining us again until after he and I both return from Europe. He's doing okay. He just, life comes before podcast, and he is kind of doing a little mental reset with his recovery. So he will be back with us after Europe, much better mentally, physically. We want him doing well.
Yeah. Everyone's life before podcasts. So We'll have some of this stuff happen occasionally, and yes, that was right. And we'll roll with it. So we'll have him back soon.
I mean, and that's something like when we started this podcast, like I told Bryant and Jen, first off, like if anything is ever going on, if you can't record, we'll work around it. Your health comes first.
Exactly. And after an injury like that, a reset is definitely needed. It's a rough couple of weeks, couple of months.
It's a whole life change that you gotta get used to.
Yeah, so shout out to Brian.
Trying to find his normalcy once again, which valid.
Yes.
But today we have our third and a half chair with
Third and a half chair.
Third and a half. We'll go with that. If you listen to our episode, I don't remember the episode number, but when we talked about holiday events and parks and we did a giant Europa and Fantasyland recap, we had Nate join us, and he is back with us today.
Yeah, I am back. Hello.
Welcome back.
Again. Thank you.
My first question for you, have you actually listened to an episode of our podcast?
Yeah, the one I was in.
Wow. So you're obsessed with yourself.
I do need to catch up and listen to like all of the episodes. I don't think I've like ever actually listened to a podcast besides this one, like ever. I watch videos. I don't know. I'll get better at it. I will.
You're more of a YouTuber than a podcaster.
Yeah. I need the visuals.
I'm gonna start sending.
Not really. I could
videos.
listen to a podcast, but then there's also music when I'm driving. You know.
Yeah.
I like singing.
I'm the opposite. I can never do a vlog just because I don't like videoing myself, but I'm fine doing a podcast.
I'm used to videoing myself at this point. I feel like
it took some getting used to like listening to myself, but I don't hate it as much now.
Yeah, so like I started YouTube, not like Coaster YouTube, but just in general, like when I was like 13. And at that point, like everyone hears their voice differently than what everybody else hears. But now it's the same. I don't know what happened, but they like combined. And now if I'm on video or I'm speaking out loud, I hear my voice the same everywhere, which is kind of cool because I don't have to be like, ew, that's my voice.
So, I'm still that way, but
yeah, I honestly I do remember a point in time where I thought the same way, and now I don't think that anymore. I just hear myself talk, and I'm like,
yeah, it's like the same. I don't know how they like synchronized.
Yeah, I never put that together, but I definitely had that same shift.
Yep.
Weird.
Couldn't tell you when it happened, just randomly.
Yeah, me neither. I just realized it happened when you were talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's like I'm listening to somebody else. I know it's me, but like I'm listening to somebody else, and that's how I try to frame it when I listen. I try to listen from a listener's perspective. That's a weird sentence. that made sense in my head.
It made sense.
It made sense. It was just,
okay.
It was
audience, from an audience perspective. There we go. That's better.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I know I have a trip recap to get into, but before I do that, Jen, do you want to plug your new little endeavor, side project thing?
Yeah. So I was inspired, guys, by the one and only Thrills on Film. If you guys haven't listened to the episode with Laurel, Thrills on Film, go back and listen. When listening to her talk about film photography is very fun, and she inspired me to find myself a little film camera. And I searched for like months and months for the one that I wanted at a reasonable price because I was just trying it. And I found it. And I started with just like taking some pictures and seeing what they turned out to. And I realized I really liked it. And I didn't want to really bombard everyone with film photography if that's not what they're into. So I made a new Instagram called generally_analog, where I am posting those pictures just to share them and get them out with the world. And 2 rolls of film in, and I've already decided that I liked it enough that I invested in an SLR. A vintage SLR, but still an SLR. So I just got my first roll of film back through that. It needs to have like a couple adjustments from the camera shop, but yeah, it's good to go. So that will be, if anyone's interested in film photography, mostly theme parks, but of course other stuff.
Corgis.
Corgis, yeah.
Corgis are great.
Yeah, the first roll of film in my SLR camera was at a corgi picnic. So lots of corgi pictures. I made them into a reel, so you can go check out my corgi pictures. But I figured it was the perfect time to, one, it's a manual focused camera, so I was like, if I can figure this out on a bunch of corgis, I feel like
that move.
Yeah, like I'm set for roller coasters if I can figure out manual focus on corgis. So,
I haven't done a lot of manual focus on coasters, but it is kind of easy to like zoom into where it's going to be, and then just take a picture of the next train that comes by.
yeah,
So it might even be easier than corgis.
that's what I was thinking. I was like, I feel like it might be a little easier, but my main thing was like when I took my original camera, so I just started with like a little point and shoot. I had a couple images that I had an idea in my head, and I knew what I was going for, but because it wasn't customizable and it was just a point and shoot, the shutter speed adjusted. So, like, I had a couple images where I was like, I really want this blurred. And then it's like the shutter speed adjusted and it didn't blur and the picture turned out bad. But I'm like, but if I had the capability to adjust the shutter speed to whatever I wanted it to be and learn how to do that, I would have been a lot happier with those photos. So, we'll see. I've never used a film camera before now, so we'll see how it turns out. But I'm having fun with it so far. If anyone wants to follow and look at the photos, there's
I
a
actually
really
just
cool
did
photo.
as you said it.
Wait, what?
I actually just followed as you said it because I didn't ask what the name of it was. So as you said it on the podcast, I followed you.
Perfect. Love that.
We'll link it in the description too. I say I'll link it in the description whenever I post that. I think I've shared it on Inverted's Instagram stories at some point already. I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
remember. But there is a really fun picture of Voltron. I think the Voltron picture is really what.
Oh, is that the one that had the lightning bolt kind of thing in it?
Yeah, and it's like with the so I used the specialty film called Tesla 2, and it had lightning bolts going all through it, and I found like a palm tree and was able to frame the palm tree around like Voltron, and you could still tell very clearly it's Voltron. And whatever happened, everything was on my side. I timed it perfectly, and I was really, really proud of that picture. And that's when I was like, all right, we're gonna make an Instagram for this.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's sick.
No, that's a Flamingo Land.
Yes, it is.
Sorry.
But yeah.
No, I purposefully said that because I knew you would follow up with that. Although the picture is really cool.
Yeah, but we gotta get the jokes. Come on, that's the important.
Yeah, the jokes. The jokes are important.
I mean, you couldn't say that picture's insane?
No, that's a Gruneland.
Okay. I hate that. I hate you interrupted my mind with that.
It's incredible. All
right.
Well, that's it for me.
I was gonna say it's a legend now, and that's
a Holiday World
and Arnold's Park.
Anyway, really dumb puns aside. So I have a trip report that I'm going to try to keep as spoiler free as I possibly can because I went to Epic Universe for the first time. Granted, it's a lot harder to spoil things on a podcast than it is like on my Instagram where I can post pictures of everything. But yeah. So me and Mike did a stupid, and we knew it was going to be a stupid when we bought the tickets back in like October. So we were there like day 10 of official operation outside of all the preview dates or whatever. And we left work at 3 p.m. on a Friday, pulled up to Terra Luna Resort at 5 a.m. on Saturday, slept for an hour in the car while it was pouring down rain and raining sideways, and that was the start to the day. So we got into early entry at Epic Universe, and we actually had a really good day, minus the pouring rain for the first 2 hours or so. Got on everything except for the water ride, fire drill, and then whatever wing gliders thing. Not hiccups, but the other one that I
the one where people are trying to flip.
Is it the Gerstlauer one?
Yeah, the Skyfly thing that I legitimately have zero idea what the name is. I never even went up close to it. But yeah, we
Dragons.
did. Side note, Isle of Berk, phenomenal, love it. Hiccups was adorable too. But it was a really good day. Stardust Racers is now my number 3. Like, it's good.
Is there
above
a
or
better
below
side?
Voltron?
It's right below Voltron. Voltron is 2.
Okay.
I think me and Mike both put Stardust at 3, right below Voltron.
Is there a better side of Stardust?
We both liked green better.
Is it green? It looks gold to me. But
well, one's yellow, one's green.
Okay.
Apparently there's actual names for it, Photon and something else.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know. But it says yellow and green on the ground, so we went off of that.
Okay.
Whenever you do the split. You get uncomfortably close to the other train and track. It's intimidating is the best way to put it. But
that's at King's Dominion used to be.
Shut up, Nate.
Or used to be at Caroline's.
Anyway, we, with the help of Nick Chandler via Christina, who we were able to hang out with during the day, we got a couple Fast Pass Plus, Fast Lane, I don't even remember what it's called, but we got on Ministry twice and waited about 20 minutes each time, which was shocking because we went into the day not even knowing if we'd get on Ministry. And it's the best ride in the park, in my opinion. Which is saying something when I have Stardust as my number 3 coaster.
I was going to say, like, over the coasters.
Yeah. It was really, really, really cool. And then Christina and I also hung out and we went and got butterbeer crepes. Oh, I had a whole food day. It was great. I could spend a while just talking about the food, but we had butterbeer crepes and then 2 rounds of it was like a Prosecco elderflower spritz. I don't know. The drinks came out immediately and we finished them before the crepe came out, and so I needed Prosecco with my crepe, so we got another round. And it was delightful.
Nice.
We had one of the mac and cheese cones. We had the garlic steak pretzel thingy. We had Pizza Moon. We ate a lot of food. Oh, and then we went up to the bar at Bar Helios at the end of the night and proceeded to have $25 not martinis, cocktails.
$25 cocktails?
Yeah.
No way. That's how expensive that pricing is?
Yeah, I think the most expensive was like 25. I think mine was like 20.
20 is still wild.
That's still a lot.
Not even Disney pricing.
And the unfortunate part is that it was at 10:30 at the end of the day after we had driven all night, and I'm like, I am too tired to actually appreciate this for what it is.
No, like that. Ooh.
Hold on, I have a picture of what drink I got.
That drink better have been presented in a way that was like...
It was beautiful. Mine was $20. It was Nectar of the Gods. And it was Cruzon Single Barrel Rum, Grand Marnier, I don't drink a lot, I don't even know how to pronounce that, peach yogurt syrup, lime juice, and cane syrup.
That
I don't know.
sounds good, but it doesn't sound $20.
$20.
No, it
$20
really wasn't.
plus
I mean,
the
it was
tips. So that was $24?
yeah, pretty much.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, we did it just for the sake of saying we went there, and like the view is absolutely gorgeous. Like we got
Yeah,
to
like
see,
when in Rome.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it was a really good day. We enjoyed it, and then we drove back home on Sunday, and we were very tired.
Yeah, I would imagine. I would imagine. Sounds like a sick day, though.
No, it's a flamingo land. You guys were kind of insane to do that.
Yeah, it is kind of wild that you guys did that.
At Groenland.
I'm trying to think of other puns, but I can't think of any more. All I can think of is crazanity, and I can't work that into a sentence.
Crazanity.
Oh my god.
That's wild.
One.
Oh, wild one. Yeah. Yeah. Wild thing.
True.
Yeah.
Very soon we're also actually going to the UK. Me and Nate are going along with
Yeah.
like 80 other people, but me
Yeah.
and Nate are going.
What?
I said me and like 80 other people are going,
Oh,
but
yeah. No, yeah.
also me and Nate are going
Yes, we are
Heck
going.
yeah.
to 9 of the 10 same parks.
Yeah.
'Cause you're
I'm
doing-
going to Drayton Manor and you're going to Lisaberg,
Yes.
which I went to last year. So I was like, I'm just going to go to the add-on Drayton Manor.
I was more excited for Lisaberg.
Well, I mean, I would be too. I think Lisaberg's probably the better park. It also has Helix and Balder, which is like, holy crap, those two together are not like awesome. But I don't know. I want more credits, and the wave looks interesting. And Drayton Manor. I'm going to the UK, so I'm just gonna do more UK stuff.
It'll be a good
Not
time.
Flamingo Land though,
I
unfortunately.
know we genuinely
We tried.
wanted to.
We tried.
I think
we tried.
mostly just for the sake of the joke. We looked
Yeah.
going to Flamingo
How
Land.
far is it from everything?
It's kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It would have been like basically doing that instead of Drain Manor or Lisaberg.
Okay.
So it's kind of near that area.
We tried to do it on like our first day that we had to kill, like instead of Wallaby, Belgium.
Instead of going to Belgium now.
Yeah. But somehow the puddle jumper flights were like easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a whole thing. But now we're going to Belgium instead. So
Yeah,
Belgium.
which is wild.
yes. But we will have a lot to talk about in a couple episodes after me and Brian both have our Europe trips. While Jen sits at home doing nothing.
Wishing that I was in Europe as well, but only at Europa Park and Schwaben Park. Ugh. I wanna go to
Schwaben Park?
so bad. Ugh.
What's the rollerball called? It's
Wilde-Hilde.
Wilde-Hilde, that's what it is.
Oh,
yeah.
my
I wanna
last
ride
trip
that so
there,
bad.
we were supposed to go, and then like we forgot some people were coming to Europa Park, and we were like, the only time we can go is after we do the 6-hour drive back from Paris, and like we spent the first 5 days I was there in Paris like nonstop, and we got home and we were like, we cannot drive 2.5 hours to Schwaben Park. Like we are exhausted. We
So
need to
sad.
sleep today. So no Schwaben Park, but I need that park. I've never wanted to go to a park so bad in my life.
That was almost kind of me with Bonbon Land last year. I'm glad I went there.
That park also looked so good.
It was so weird. And the dog fart coaster is everything you would hope it would be.
See, that's gonna be like my next one I obsess over. Like Schwaben
Yeah.
Park's gonna be right now, and then after Schwaben, I feel like that's on the running for the next park I obsess over.
I missed time at Bakken and Tivoli Gardens just to go to Bonbon Land, and it was worth it.
Oh my gosh, that's actually kind of wild, but
And I ended up missing the Brakeman coaster at Tivoli Gardens because I was dumb and didn't realize that it closed like an hour and 30 minutes before the park.
oh
gosh.
no.
So I got Damonen and the Kitty coaster and Milky Way. I don't know how to say it in Danish. But yeah, I got the others. If I had gone in the order that I wanted to, I'd have done Breakman first, then Demona, and then worried about the other two later. But I didn't realize that they closed everything early and charged me $70 for it.
Oh, geez.
Ugh,
I am not a fan of Tivoli Gardens anymore.
that's
It's pretty.
It looks pretty.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know anything about their coaster lineup. I do know that it's a beautiful park, though.
There's a Breakman and an interesting B&M sit down, and the other two are floorless. Sorry, floorless, and then the other two are like
Exist.
I don't
yeah.
know. I feel like
Ironically, one of them is a Tivoli, a Zero Tivoli.
yeah.
No, it's not actually. It's a Force. Never mind. I'm sorry.
Wow, you lied to us.
I'm sorry. It's not a Tivoli. Tivolis are the older ones.
Man,
Really
he's no Brian, is he?
Mm,
sorry.
Ryan would
They got
know.
a mock powered coaster. I think it's probably a clone of something. But yeah.
Yeah.
Don't go in that line first, and that line takes 30 minutes, and you can ride a Breakman instead.
Breakman coaster.
Breakman coaster. You know what I mean.
My drink is getting to me. Anyway, so on that note, so this is, now that we're 22 minutes into this or whatever, the second episode of our accessibility mini-series. So this is our deep dive episode. If you follow our social media, you already know what our next episode is going to be after this, but we will announce that shortly because there's a question that leads into it, which is exciting. But I know Nate has a very good understanding of this topic. I don't know if you want to kind of give a little intro as to why you're with us today, aside from the fact that you're just my friend.
Yeah, and a Thuzy.
That's it.
Well, I could actually go into a little bit of backstory because I just realized this is a bit of an origin story for me. So my brother is like 2.5 years younger than me, and he has something called Dravet syndrome and autism. So everyone's pretty much familiar with autism and all the forms it can take, but probably haven't heard of Dravet syndrome before. It's the way I can describe it is it's a rare form of epilepsy. So he has seizures mostly when he's asleep. He can't have them when he's awake. It's happened many times, but that's something he deals with. He's also cognitively about like 2 years old, and developmentally his feet are like flat and like didn't completely form like normal. So he wears braces. I don't know the medical term for that, but like leg braces, foot braces,
Right.
for that. So the origin story is my brother has no fear. So like back when we were like little kids, we went to Holiday World, which is my home park. I'm from Southern Indiana, and I was like a little scared to ride some of the coasters. I ended up riding Raven Legend and Voyage, but we didn't know how my brother would react, and we were like, well, this kid has no fear. So he was tall enough, and we put him on, I believe it was Raven first, and the dude, he loved it. He absolutely loved it, and we were like surprised that I guess not surprised, but we were like shocked at how much he loved the ride. He, like I said, he has no fear, so he just doesn't even question it. He'll ride anything. And also found out like medically it's kind of actually good for his vestibular system to ride roller coasters. So like that's like almost a health benefit of
That's
sorts.
interesting.
And then that kind of made like, and then I kind of got more into coasters kind of part of that. And then we went to Hershey Park, we went to Universal, we went to Mall of America. So we started going different places, and then I took off with it and became me, who gets 100 plus credits every year. But then also like my brother, my mom, my dad, we all ride coasters. My brother loves them about as much as I do. And they're all nearing 300 credits themselves each individually. So so it's kind of a family endeavor. But throughout that, we have learned a lot about the accessibility, like ADA passes, ramps, elevators, what different parks have what, or what parks don't even have anything at all, because there are some. Most of them are like really small, not chain parks, that kind of thing. But but yeah, that's kind of like why I have so much knowledge on it. I've been to so many parks and ridden so many coasters with my brother, and admittedly gotten on some kiddie coasters that have height limits because they let him ride. So I just go with him because someone has to be with him to ride. He can't like ride by himself. So I have admittedly gotten some kiddie coasters that wouldn't normally be ridden with him, and so did he. So yeah, that's the backstory there. I guess we'll get into it, but yeah.
Do you have any idea what his cred count is?
Let me pull it up. I actually have it, like, because I'm a nerd, so I've kept track of everything. So Seth's roller coaster count. It's high. Like, it's pretty high.
I'm gonna laugh if it's
288.
I was gonna say I was gonna laugh if it's higher than Jen's, but yes, it is.
It is higher than mine. Let me see what mine is.
288, and his most recent was Twist and Shout at Family Kingdom Amusement Park, which is that Wild Mouse. That was last year.
My stats. I'm at 213, so I'm higher than I thought. But he's got a lot on me.
He's been on the grind with me for quite a while on riding coasters. I'm looking through Busch Gardens Tampa, Williamsburg, Kings Dominion, all the Disney World parks, Adventureland Iowa, Lost Island, Family Kingdom, and Myrtle Beach, Dorney Park. He's ridden Talon at Dorney Park.
Heck yeah.
Let's see. Hershey, Kennywood, Silver Dollar City, Nickelodeon Universe, Canada's Wonderland. He's been everywhere. Wow. Six Flags New England.
And then I know you've said he's nonverbal. Do you have any like indication as to what his favorite coasters are? Like, what are his top coasters?
Honestly, he knows the quality coasters. He knows which ones are the best. Like, you can tell when he has a better reaction versus I don't think we've put him on an SLC ever, or at least not since I've ridden them and realized how bad they are. So like there were some he'll skip, like for sure. Like for example, Lost Island, like he did not ride Napuko. My dad and I did and regretted it, but he didn't. But I mean, he loves. I probably Fury 325 is probably his favorite. And that's just based on the reaction. Like we come off and he's got like tears running down his like back on his face because like all the wind and he's like drooling. It's got slobber going back and he'll like shake his head and he does lean over and bite and pinch us, and that's not a bad, like that's a good reaction. He does that when he's excited. So but yeah, sometimes we've rated coasters on how many bites it gets. Like bad coasters, he might not bite you at all, genuinely. And then on good ones, he'll maybe do it a couple times. So yeah, it sounds like he's not enjoying it, but he'll be like laughing. He does this thing where he's like, like I can't do it, but he like laughs like that. He like breathe in, and yeah. So he knows what's good. I mean, yeah,
that's fascinating. I love it.
That's
his 200th coaster, by the way, was Leap the Dips at Lakemont Park.
I don't even have that.
I don't have that either. What the heck?
I remember that because I was like, I wonder how many credits he's at, and I counted it, and that's what it was. I was like, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm a little jealous.
That one does not have any accessibility. However, it was pretty easy to walk. He can get out and he can walk. He just doesn't walk all day at the amusement park because that would wear him out.
Right.
So he rides in like a full-size like adult stroller most of the time, but he can walk easily from like place to place. So we just got up to the station. He walked in, sat down. The like no restraint kind of helped with that too. And he holds on sometimes. So he held on to that one. Probably because we put his hands there and he grabbed on. But yeah.
Yeah, that. I feel like also like I never heard of that ride really having a line because I feel like
it didn't. We went in 2020.
I also just feel like if you're not a thuzy, that ride seems kind of wild.
Yeah, my dad almost like flew out of the back of it. And I've got a video on my channel like of I have the GoPro and he just like comes out of the seat and like up towards me. I'm like, holy crap.
My gosh. Yeah. So I feel like the general public is not like
aware.
Yeah, like or I feel like they ride it once because it's close and it's really cool, and then they realize that it's kind of scary and they never ride it.
Yeah, it's a little sketchy. No
Yeah.
restraint, and it's amazing how it's just a front row and a back row in one car, and they're so different. The front row is smooth and it's like not gonna launch you, and then the back row you might like get launched forward.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to ride it so bad.
Well, hopefully we'll get to in the future. It's not.
I hope it
sounding
reopens.
good.
Yeah, I hope it reopens.
Yeah,
Me too.
I have Skyliner, but not Leap the Dips.
I have Skyliner too. We did not like that.
I
one.
liked it.
I didn't like it.
I don't.
I also didn't like Little Leaper. That was
We-
also there.
Couldn't find a ride operator to operate it, even though we bought a ticket for it.
Oh, that's
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I think the ticket is still on our fridge. Just
Sad.
waiting one day.
One day.
And then Jen, I know you have some experience in this topic as well with your I know we touched on it in our last episode with Caitlin.
Yeah.
But with service dog handling.
Yeah, so my experience with accessibility is a little bit different. I panic really badly and I have panic attacks, and because of that I also handle a service dog. My service dog, I've talked about it a lot. She is at this point medically washed, which means she got hurt and she can no longer work because she was hurt. It's not fair to her. So I don't currently handle a service dog any longer, but I did handle her for about 2 years before she was hurt, and that's where a lot of my experience comes from. And then of course hidden disabilities with some panic stuff there. So different ends of the spectrum, but still accommodations for both.
Y'all are both definitely a little more knowledgeable on this than I am, for sure. But that's what we like, is to have varied experiences.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the goal of this accessibility series, is to bring to light some of the different situations you can encounter at theme parks. Everybody, no matter who you are, deserves to have fun at a theme park equally. And that's where accessibility comes in, I think.
Yeah.
So, of course, I have to do my little bit of research for some of these things. I know we've mentioned inclusive design was one of the phrases used in the last episode with Caitlin. And just kind of a vague, not a vague, but broad definition. Design philosophy that focuses on creating products and environments that are usable and accessible to the widest range of people, regardless of their abilities, backgrounds, or circumstances. And that's very true for theme parks. Whether you have a service dog or you're in a wheelchair, everybody should have access to this release of theme park. But so that was my psychology lesson for the day. But you know, there's ways for theme parks to do this very creatively, in a way that speaking of service dogs, Jen disappeared for a second because Ahsoka is barking, as she does. But like there are definitely ways that theme parks, especially like the immersive parks, can creatively make accessibility easier, so that even if you do require some assistance, you still get that same immersive experience. And it's definitely something I've seen at like Universal and Disney. I mean, not firsthand, but just kind of witnessing it a little bit. But
yeah, I will say I don't even know if I need to really talk about Universal and Disney because of how good of a job they do, like both of them. I mean, they're definitely different than all the rest. Like especially Disney is just really good at. It's basically like fully virtual queue. It's almost like a fast pass. I just think Disney does it really well. So I don't know how much I'll talk about them because I might talk more about what things should improve and experiences. But most of my experiences have been positive with it, I will say, which is good.
I do have to bring up, I'm going to try and stay as positive as possible. in this one, but have you guys tried to get DAS accommodations since the changes?
I have not.
Yeah.
They changed after 2022. That's the last time I was there.
Okay. So I asked because their approval is extremely difficult now, even for
Okay.
nonverbal and wheelchair bound people.
Interesting.
Which is really unfortunate because there's a lot of people that really need it.
Yeah. I know once I was like, I think my thing was kind of like once approved.
Yeah, once
It's
approved,
like really good. Yeah.
it's an incredible system. I think, yeah, as someone with a panic disorder, that has issues with panicking, like, I do think sometimes it's not incredible because of where it merges in, but outside of
Yeah.
that, it's incredible for the rest of the time.
Yeah, that's a perspective I don't have because we go where we need to. And
Yeah, like ones that always come to mind when I think of Disney's accessibility and what can improve is like Haunted Mansion. You get put into the stretching rooms and then out into that cattle chute, which is terrible. Guardians, I've actually had multiple panic attacks when trying to get out of the second pre-show. That is like
I haven't not been on Guardians, so I can't really
yeah,
mention that.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Getting out of the second pre-show is very similar with a cattle chute, but it's like the worst cattle chute on property.
It's like really, is it like clustered and like really claustrophobic, I guess?
Yeah, so it's like
Okay.
they let out the whole entire big room and then bring you into a really tiny hallway. So the entire giant room of people is trying to get into the little hallway and everyone's pushing and shoving.
Yeah.
And then after they do that, and you're already through that part. So if you get through that part, perfect. But then when they let out the next pre-show, everyone's running.
Oh.
Which causes issues. So actually the last time I tried to ride Guardians, I didn't even get to ride it. I completely and utterly panicked and had to ask multiple cast members to let me out as I was fully having a panic attack and no one would help. I ended up just like walking out. I ended up backstage. Like finally someone did grab me, but like I ended up backstage walking myself out of the ride.
Yeah.
But it's like that's from my end of the spectrum. I think that Disney does have some improving to do. But for the most part, like that's very limited as to what attractions that you're looking at because other ones are fantastic. Disneyland might be the best accessibility I've ever seen because they have a lot of exit access, which is great.
Ironically, I've been to Disneyland, but my brother hasn't been out there, so I can't really speak on accessibility out there. But actually, with you mentioning like the cattle pen area and like the tight quarters, that actually gets really hard sometimes with the stroller. Like, it's not the same as your panic situation, but it's sometimes like it's really hard to maneuver that through there, and especially if people are running or moving around, people are tripping or running into us, and it's more of a physical fight, like to get out of there. Like it's cumbersome with a stroller like that. Or if my brother's like walking and he like has to walk back somewhere, he can fall over pretty easily if he gets like bumped because he's relatively unstable when walking. He walks well, but if he gets bumped or trips or something, he can go down pretty easily. And that's actually something that can trigger a seizure for him. So there is more safety that could be had there as well. So I did think about that while you were mentioning that. So that is an area of improvement for sure that they could have.
Yeah, I think overall their program, once you can get accepted, is it's definitely one of the better ones for sure.
Yeah.
But you could tell, like, and part of it is that the park's not really designed for it, but it does make me a little bit more, I don't even want to say upset, but skeptical when like newly built rides also don't take into account those types of accommodations. And at the very beginning of Guardians, they used to actually let you skip that second pre-show if you had issues, but then so many people found out that you could do that they no longer allow you to do that no matter what.
Okay.
Their new philosophy is that if you can't sit through the second pre-show, then you shouldn't be riding the roller coaster, which I think might be the worst take in the world.
Yeah, that sucks. I don't like that.
Yeah, I used to like I know that we talked about my service animal. For those who don't know, she's a corgi. She's 12 inches off the floor. She's not very tall at all. She's vertically challenged. Not easy to view. And even after pleading cases where it's like, I can handle the second, like if I have to, I can try my best. I can make it through the second pre-show. However, when people push and shove and force their way, it's not safe for my dog. And their recommendation was for me to hold my 30-pound dog. And if I wasn't able to hold my service dog in the air for the entire duration of the pre-show and walking into the queue, then I shouldn't be riding. And I was like, telling someone they need to carry their service animal is awful.
Yeah, because they're larger service animals, for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, the larger service animals, I do.
Well, I guess they made me notice better, right?
Yeah, you can see them a little better. The issue with small, and Ahsoka's like, if you have like a 10-pound or 15-pound service animal, I feel like it's a little bit more, but she's 35 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm not holding that dog, and she doesn't want to be held. That's the other thing. I'm not going to do something she doesn't want to do, and she does not want to be held. Not a fan of being held. So like for newer attractions, I just feel like it's definitely not as acceptable to not have great accommodations for everyone. Yeah. But okay, sorry, that was my rant. The rest, I swear, I'll try and be more positive.
I guess, I mean, I can kind of piggyback back on my rant a little bit. I'm not going to beat up on Disney. It's going to be Knoebels, and actually, I thought of Six Flags St. Louis as well, which not necessarily exactly Six Flags St. Louis, but I'll go into mine, and it's not. I guess it's not horribly negative either, but because Knoebels overall did a pretty good job. Phoenix, Twister, flying turns, even where my brother like had to ride with my mom, like she was behind him and had like hold on. All of that like went really well. It was Impulse that was the problem, and the problem is what made me frustrated because it absolutely makes no sense. So they have a rule on Impulse, and I guess there's some other coasters out there, particularly ones where your legs are hanging down, which Impulse doesn't even really have that. It's a 0 and your legs are like on the ground, but that's a moot point. But where you can't have like leg braces / prosthetics, anything like that, which my brother does have leg braces. They come off. He can walk with shoes without them, but we have them on because they help with structure, helps him walk, going to the bathroom, getting on rides, all that stuff. If he has to get out of the stroller, it's easier than having him just open ankle, whatever. He can still walk with it. What made me frustrated was we had to, I don't remember if there was stairs or an elevator, but we got up top and he was ready to go, like ready to get on. And he gets excited. So like he tries to like grab the gate and look, and he's ready to get on the ride. And the ride op comes over to us and like points out that he has the braces and says you can't ride with the braces. And for example, I've on Dominator, my brother rode literally with his socked feet because they said the same thing, and we were like, can we take them off? And then they were like, yeah. So we just took them off and put them on, which is still kind of weird, but I get it could hit somebody maybe, even if it's my dad, they have to be liable for that. So I get that part, but so we're like, okay, so we take them off and put his shoes on, like on his feet regularly. And then they stopped us again and said, no, he can't ride. We already saw them on his legs. And I was like, what? Like he can, you are seeing him walk without braces. He can ride without them. I get that they're not allowed on the ride. That's why they're off. And basically he didn't get a ride Impulse. I rode it by myself. I was frustrated. I guess I got to utilize the ADA and skip the line myself. They at least let me do that since they let some of us ride it, which was just me because it was my mom, my brother, and myself. But he was the one, he wanted to ride it. Like he was ready to go. And then I think that's a really dumb reason. If he can take them off and still ride with that, like with just shoes, you should be able to do that.
It's just a support.
It's literally just a support. Like I said, I get why you want to take them off on some rides. It could hit people, whatever. They're hard. They're like hard plastic, but once you take him off, if he can still walk and he can, like, up to the visitor's discretion, if they can still ride like that and it's not presenting danger, like, obviously not somebody with no legs, but I think they should be able to.
That seems silly.
Similar situation at Six Flags St. Louis was we went through the ADA line, like up the ramp, up the exit ramp. He had the stroller parked in there, which that's a tight hallway on the exit of Mr. Freeze. I guess I didn't mention it was Mr. Freeze, but it's Mr. Freeze. We got up there. He's parked. People walking around us. Like I said, it's kind of congested in there. We got him out. We got him all the way down and sat into the car before anybody else does. And with those Premier trains, like, it's kind of hard to get his foot in there because it's stiff when he's got the braces on. So we get him all the way under those stupid little foot pads the 90s Premier rides trains had. Literally restraint down, buckled, everything. They come over and said, yeah, he can't ride because of the braces. And we're like, well, what if we take him off? And they said yes. So we did take him off. He did ride. But that's obliviousness, I guess. Like, they should have known that before, I guess, is what I'm saying. They should have said something when you come up, like, hey, you can't ride with braces. Before we get out of the stroller, before we even sign, like, the paper of this is your time to ride, any of that. You don't come up to someone already in, sitting down, and say you can't ride and, like, make them get up and out. I don't think we ended up riding it, actually, because he'd ridden it dozens of times before. Also, never with this issue. I guess I should mention that. Maybe there was a rule change or something. But, yeah, I don't think we ended up riding it because it's too hard to get him in and out. So we took, like, an extra 5 minutes. I don't think they sent a train for a solid 10 minutes because of us, and that was kind of on purpose. I was a little bit frustrated.
Yeah, that seems really silly. And also,
Yeah.
like, in that case, I like really don't understand how braces could pose a risk to anyone.
Because your feet are down and they don't move, and I don't know what the rule
Like
was,
the
but I
same
remember
type
that
of
making me
ride
mad.
vehicles at Disney where they tell you to put your bag in the bottom of the train, like, and you can't have leg braces on your feet.
Or even like Wallaby Belgium. I know it's in Europe, and I haven't had any accessibility experience in Europe, but Tiki Waka at Wallaby Belgium, I had my camera bag underneath my feet, and it's kind of open, and I almost lost it. Like, it almost just went. And I was like,
gosh.
That was the closest I've ever gotten to, like, losing something on a ride. But they made me ride with it. And, like, that's kind of the same thing. It's like, you know, it's not going to fall off. It's not going to hit somebody.
It's
but
not
there are
like
definitely
a structural thing, like stopping him from being restrained. It's silly.
It's not even like a GoPro. Like, some parks don't care, and they let me use the GoPro strapped to my hand or strapped to my chest, and some don't let it at all. Like, I get it. Not complaining at that at all. But, like, once again, it's not the same as that. It can't come. They're not coming off. I don't know what I don't know what their concern is, really.
Yeah.
I guess is my thing. Because he's always riding with family. So if they're concerned about a leg going and hitting somebody and it's a hard plastic leg, that's on us. I mean, I know maybe there's liability with that, but I don't know. I don't know legal stuff.
Yeah.
You just know your own experiences.
Yeah.
And those, like, even for just an able-bodied person, those Premier trains are so difficult.
Yeah, those suck. Also, the new ones suck.
Yeah.
They're the same thing. They're also just as bad.
They're just really hard to get in and out of.
Yeah. They're too tiny. Like, too together. I hope Alpenfury is better. Like, wider.
Yeah, I've heard it is. A little bit.
They've started to slowly get a little bit wider. But yeah, that's my complaints. But I guess we can definitely be more positive now about it overall.
Yeah. So I want to talk about good examples of parks that are truly embracing accessibility and inclusive design. So one of them, I found out about this place when we went to the Golden Ticket Awards in September, and they won some kind of award. I forget what it was for, but we were like, Morgan's Wonderland. I've not heard of that before. And so we looked it up, and I'm like, this is an incredible place. I'm so glad this exists. So they are branded as the ultra accessible theme park. I think they're considered the first and only, where they are genuinely built for accessibility, and so everyone can join in. I know when we posted a request for listener comments and questions, Coaster Cuzzies said, "See Morgan's Wonderland. So many more parks should be adopting their practices as the norm," and I totally agree.
Yeah, definitely.
And here's where we can say our next episode in our accessibility series, our finale of our accessibility series, we will actually be talking to the park president of Morgan's Wonderland about their inclusive design and creativity in the park to include absolutely everybody. And I am very, very excited about this interview. We actually, by the time this episode comes out, we'll have already recorded. We recorded him, as of today, we recorded him on Thursday, in 2 days. And I'm so excited for that interview. It's going to be really interesting and informative, I think.
Yeah, I'm extremely excited to have them on as well. I love all of their messaging, their everything about that park. I fell in love with it the moment I found out about that park.
I know I posted about their mission statement earlier today. Let me find that real quick. You would think I'd be more prepared. Their mission statement on their website says their mission is to provide a fun, clean, and beautiful environment free of physical and economic barriers that all individuals, regardless of age, special need, or disability, can come to and enjoy. Like, they have a zip line that wheelchairs can go on.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Incredible.
I think I heard about this pretty early on, just because like I usually hear about accessibility things, and we've yet to go, but like definitely on the bucket list. It seems awesome.
Yeah, I really want to go check it out. If you don't know about them, they're based in San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I want to plan a San Antonio trip at some point.
San Antonio, Austin, when Coda Land opens.
Yeah.
Yeah, when?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I want to do
4 years?
Is when Coda Land's supposed to open? I don't even know when.
I feel like they've been supposed to open for like years.
That's true. Yeah. But I want to do Roller Coaster Rodeo next year at Fiesta, Texas, and I might try to work something in with that.
Ooh, that would be perfect.
Work. Yeah.
So I would love to go visit them at some point. Yeah, we're very excited for that interview. That's gonna be awesome. Kind of curious to look at some of the other rides that they have there, because like it's also more than just a theme park. Like they have a new water park that just opened.
Yeah. It's a very like they cover a lot of different areas, I feel like.
Yeah, they have Inspiration Island is their water park, Morgan's Camp. There's a multi-assistance center and then a sports area.
I will say if there's one thing my brother likes more than roller coasters, it's water. Just like getting splashed,
so
swimming.
He definitely needs to go there.
Yeah, for sure. He needs to go.
Yes.
Ultra accessible splash park.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds perfect because I'm sure I feel like accessibility at a water park when there's mobility is probably a nightmare.
Yeah, I don't think my brother's ridden a lot of like water slides or anything because it's almost impossible to like get up there.
Yeah.
Like he's ridden Mammoth and Wildebeest because that's like bottom loading and with the lift hill. Yeah. But anything else there, he's usually just in like the splash area or the like wave pool.
Yeah. So
he still loves it.
Very intrigued by an ultra accessible.
It says they offer waterproof wheelchairs provided by the park free of charge. Provide complimentary waterproof bags for ventilators and O2 water collar covers for guests who need to cover tracheas.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible. I love that.
I love it.
They'll be cool to get on and talk to them about their experience in building the park and all.
And just how they think of these design decisions with accessibility at the forefront, as opposed to an afterthought, like a lot of parks seem to do.
Or no thought at all.
Yeah.
Another really good example of one that we have here is Peppa Pig Land. There's a couple Peppa Pig lands. I think 2 in the States, right?
Yes, and
Yeah.
one in Germany. Hi, Ahsoka.
I actually just went to the Peppa Pig Land about 2 weeks after it opened in Texas, and Allison pointed this out, which I won't steal your thunder here if you want to talk about it. I didn't think about it from like a sensory standpoint, but like the queue line for Daddy Pig Coaster is like themed to the house, which is up on a hill, and there's grass over like all of the walls and everything, which is a cool sensory experience. Also, pretty much all ramp. I don't
Mhm.
I don't recall seeing any stairs or anything there. I like it was pretty much all ramp. I did. My brother did not come with me on that one. It was just my mom and I. But actually, and then myself, I was the only one at Peppa Pig because she was like, "I'll just stay at the hotel and you go do that, and then we'll go to Trader's Village." Yeah. But I already have like an eye for these things just because of my experiences. So having like all the ramps was cool. The exit was like pretty close and easy to get to board people that have accessibility needs as far as wheelchairs go, or like walking short distances. So those are things I noticed about Peppa Pig Land.
It was legitimately, I was watching your Texas vlog and you pointed out the grass on the queue lines, and I'm like, oh yeah, they're like heavily focused on sensory things.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going through their website. So they are a certified autism center, meaning it's undergone training and has implemented measures to create a more accessible and inclusive environment. And then there are sensory guides, and I remember seeing these kind of in front of a couple of the things that they had there. But it rates each attraction based on its potential impact on the 5 senses: touch, taste, sound, sight, and smell. I think that's so cool.
I feel like I might be making this up now, but I might not be. I felt like it smelled good in there, and it was like open. Maybe it was just because it was spring and in Texas, but
It smelled new. It was like, I
it
think,
did smell new. Yeah, and there was definitely touch, sound, and sight. So like for sure, I didn't taste anything.
yeah. I think I went there like a couple weeks after you did.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
I
3 weeks
went.
after
I
you.
went in March. It opened March 1st. I went on the 16th.
I was there
So
like
like
April 7th, I think, or
yeah, so
somewhere
we
around there.
both went in like the first month.
Yeah, so it's still very fresh. But I mean, I've also done the one in Orlando.
I
That
have
one was
not been
not
there
quite
yet.
as new, but I mean, pretty much same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, like having those guides for sensory is so unique to know
Yeah,
like
so
how your kid is going to respond to everything.
I do think that is it's what is it? I never remember the letters. It's like IBCCES. I think that's an IBCCES designation, and Legoland, all of their parks have the exact same scoring system and are also
Um,
certified. So another like just another
um,
brand that follows a very similar guideline.
okay, International Board of Credentialing and Continuing Education Standards. Is that right, or is that something else?
I think that's something else.
I think that's something else.
Well, no, it says delivers global standards for,
Accessibility card. No, there is an IBCCES accessibility card.
yeah, training and
So
certification for the fields of autism, neurodiversity, and
yeah,
accessibility.
so that
Yeah,
is it.
that is it. But yeah, so I think so they have a program that gives requirements for them to get their autism center designation, and I think that sensory guide is included. So Legoland is another brand that has it. Um I can't remember who else. Um
As we're all typing.
Yeah.
uh, let's see. I did think this one, but I wasn't 100% sure, and we'll talk about them a little bit more. But Sesame Place as well.
Yeah, I saw that you had added that note on there, and that was a good one.
Yeah, I added them for actually a different reason, but we'll get into that once we get to
Side
them.
note: my brother loves Wacky Taxi.
Another one I have not been on.
I've
Apparently,
been to
that's
that
hard to
park
get on.
3 times, and I can't get that credit.
I'm not to make you jealous or anything, but all 3 times I've been there, I have ridden it.
I've only been there once and it was closed.
Yeah,
But Jen's gotten a snow ride on Vapor Trail.
I did get a snow ride on Vapor Trail.
It's been a while
Now-
since we've mentioned that.
Vapor Trail was only open 2 of the 3 times I've been there.
Oh, it was open all 3 times. I've only ever ridden Vapor Trail.
I mean, it's fun.
It's fine, but I want to ride Oscar's Wacky
Yeah.
Taxi. That's all I want. I drive an hour to get there, and it's closed. I'll get it this year.
I hope you get it this year. It's a good ride.
I'll get it eventually.
Yeah,
Maybe on our stupid New York trip, we'll stop there.
it's on my way to Six Flags Great Adventure, which anyone who doesn't know me, I really don't attend that park that much. I grew up in that park and I liked it then, but that park just drives me crazy at this point. So I go sometimes. It has some pretty good rides, but like I go like every once in a while. I don't want to drive an hour and a half when I can go to Dorney
And ride Talon at Dorney Park?
and ride Talon at Dorney Park or Hershey. Like, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that park. But when I do
Great
make it to that
Adventure?
park, yeah.
Oh, that's fair. It's gone downhill.
Yeah, I think it's just that it was so good. Like, I'm really excited for what the future holds for that park. I wish it the best. I hope it'll be fantastic. I have a lot of hope that it will be fantastic, but for the last like 5 or 6 years, you could not pay me to go to that park. Like,
Rest in peace, King Dakota.
yeah. Cause King. Got a little derailed here.
Yeah,
A little bit.
So is
no
King
pun
Kong.
intended.
Glad we had the same brain on that one.
That was a good one. Yeah, so back to certified autism centers. Yeah, that scoring system is absolutely fantastic. I think it's a great thing to implement into parks, especially that are more family centric, more than thrill centric.
Sorry, I'm looking things up literally as we're trying to talk, but it's related. Another one that somebody mentioned to me on Instagram, and I'd kind of forgotten about it until recently. My friend Jeff commented, and he said the Give Kids a World Village in Orlando has a carousel that has animals that a wheelchair can be rolled into, so kids who can't walk can still feel like they're participating in the ride.
Which,
like-
yeah, that's really cool too. And that's a ride that's really easy to do that. I think we should see a lot more of those.
Mm-hmm.
Like a carousel, everyone can enjoy it, and if you make it where wheelchairs can ride it, then even more people can enjoy it. Like literally everybody at that.
And it's not changing the ride experience. The ride experience is exactly the same. Especially when you're like when you're a kid getting on a carousel, like you don't like sure it's fun that it goes up and down, but like a lot of the time the kids are more concerned about what animal they're getting.
Yep.
Or what color horse. Like they
Yeah.
really don't care if it's moving or not moving. Like they want the pretty horse or their favorite animal or whatever. So making that accessible for people in wheelchairs to have that same excitement instead of sitting on a bench is like it's such an easy accessibility thing.
Yeah. Well, they could get fancy and make like the floor go up and down.
That would be even better.
Somebody hire me to do that. I'm an engineer.
Let's go.
So, on a related note to my trip that I did, Epic Universe at a Constellation Carousel, it's not an elevated platform. It's all flat and level. And there's like multiple platforms within it that rotate. So like there's that level of accessibility there too. Like you don't have to step up for any reason. It's all flat. I don't know if there's ones that like you can roll a wheelchair into, but you might be able to transfer out of a wheelchair into one of the seated ones still.
Yeah, more easily at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I've lifted my brother onto carousel plenty of times. And like that like I said, he can walk, but he doesn't understand how to get on a horse. So.
Yeah. This is another one, and I know I talked about it before, a couple episodes ago before our accessibility. But the Yoshi ride at Epic, this isn't going to be a spoiler. But their wheelchair accessible vehicle. So I feel like a lot of the times when you have a wheelchair accessible vehicle, things like that, you really lose your theming aspect of the ride vehicle for functionality. So like thinking of all the different clamshells, things like that. And the accessible vehicle for wheelchairs at Yoshi's, instead of just being plain or trying to mimic what everyone else is in, they actually make it like a completely its own style vehicle, and then have Yoshi like looking over the side in the vehicle with you, so you still get like a really inclusive experience that doesn't feel like less, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that is really cool.
I really like that touch. It's something that like it's a completely different design because it kind of has to be, but still something that like you're riding with Yoshi. Like it's such a cool experience instead of just having like a plain ride vehicle.
It is a really cute ride, by the way.
I'll have to
We did
tell.
ride it.
My parents and brother are going to Epic Universe next week.
Oh,
I
really?
am unfortunately not going, but
You're
yes.
you're coming to my house instead.
No, like during the week when I'm at
Okay.
work, so even better.
I'm so sorry. Not to like really, but imagine going to Ohio instead of Epic Universe.
The reason so I just have the Saturday. I have to work is the reason I'm not going to Florida.
But you get to come see me.
Yeah, that's true.
You get to see Talon Cat.
Yeah, that too.
Talon Cat.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Are you so excited to ride both Nemesis inverts?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a flat Nemi, I believe, to take pictures of Nemi in front of Nemesis.
Nice.
That's so good.
Also, I think Mike is trying to make Nemesis a milestone, so there's that too.
Fair enough.
Anyway, it's a far cry from accessibility. I thought I had. Does Tron have like a wheelchair accessible seat or just like a transfer seat or something like that?
I feel like I remember there is one that.
So there is. It's a transfer, but it's a standard ride vehicle. So just your standard 2 sitting seats, but it does have a transfer base, like Slinky Dog, where the side comes down. You could transfer onto it. Into the restraint, but I don't think it's at the back of every vehicle. I think it's at the back of like half of the vehicles, but it has one car at the back of the vehicle that has a sit down accessible seat.
Yeah, even little things like that can make a huge difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I haven't been on Tron, so.
Me neither. I feel like I've seen pictures of it though. Of that specifically.
One time Coaster Studios recorded a POV of that, and you can just see my booty because I'm right in front of them. I watched that and I was like, wow, I'm really just watching the back of my body the entire time on this. This is real interesting.
Is that on YouTube? Because I'll have to go look for it.
It is on YouTube. He did cut the part where I was like making a fool of myself waving at his GoPro though. So, but I was like, this is just me. Thanks. I'll send it. It's a very comical. No one else probably noticed it because it's just a random person in front of them, but it made me laugh because I'm like, that's wow, look at me. Look at me go.
Did you have more on the Sesame Place Sunflower program?
I did. So one thing that I really like to I had just learned about this last summer. So the Hidden Disability Sunflower program is mostly based, I believe, in Europe. And their whole philosophy is having a designation for hidden disabilities if you want it, and making them, I don't want to say like more visible, but also like having a designation. So their thing is a sunflower. So there's a lot of different programs. So I think that you can like apply for it, and they have standards, and then they have kind of like an accessibility card similar to IBCCES, but specifically for hidden disabilities. And the whole point is that like when you're wearing the sunflowers, it's supposed to indicate to the businesses and the theme parks that you do have a hidden disability. So just gives some type of indication that it's there. It is a lot larger in Europe. That's where I found out about it. I had a friend who had a hidden disability and she explained the whole entire program to me. I fell in love with it. It's incredible in my opinion. I love it. And the first, and as far as I know, only theme park in North America that supports it is Sesame Place in Pennsylvania. This is the first year that they support it. And I think it's a certification that they have to get, that just trains a little bit additional on hidden disabilities, because it is a little bit different. Because someone with a hidden disability, panic disorders, sometimes autism, it isn't something that you can see. So having that indication, most of the time people wear a lanyard, and it's an indication for those that are certified to know that you might need a little extra care. You might need to be a little gentler with them, communicate a little differently. So I was extremely excited to hear about this coming into the States, and I really hope other parks also look into that and accommodate for that. It doesn't seem like something super inconvenient, but it hasn't made its way here as much yet.
I'm reading on the Hidden Disability Sunflower website. It says it's a simple tool for you to share that you have a hidden disability voluntarily. Simply by wearing the sunflower, you're just letting everyone know that you might need extra help, understanding, or just more time.
Yeah. So, I believe that on the park level, they're trained to recognize that, to get that designation. So, very exciting. I really hope more parks do this, because I don't know anyone who willingly will come out, especially when you're in a situation where you're having a crisis or you're having an issue. I don't know anyone whose first thought is to share that information. So it's very important, I think, that people are trained on that and to know, and that if you want to wear it and showcase that, it's very helpful, I think.
Yeah, I was curious why they did a sunflower. They actually have a section on their website for why do we choose a sunflower. It says we search for a discrete sign that is clearly visible from a distance, as well as being distinctive, joyful, and dynamic. We chose a sunflower as it suggests happiness, positivity, and strength, as well as growth and confidence, and is universally known. It's such a simple thing that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, and I really like I think about Europa Park, and when you're walking around Europa Park, there are a good amount of people that have the lanyard, and just have it out, and it's something that I never would have known what it meant, but now knowing what it means, it's just such a simple tool to not have to ask for additional time, additional help, more ways of explaining whatever you might need. Yeah, I really like it. It's one of my favorite programs I've learned about recently.
Yeah, and hearing more about it, I would love for more of like the general public to be aware of it, because I think it just kind of creates more empathy. Like if you understand, hey, this person might need a little bit more time, a little bit more support, you'll be more understanding if, they're taking an extra 30 seconds to get into a ride vehicle.
Yeah, and even just like in day-to-day life, because sometimes it's just a matter of like I sometimes it's just a matter of like needing things explained differently.
Mhm.
So your brain might process things differently, and you might need to try it 3 or 4 different tries to help understand. which like for a lot of people isn't the case. You can explain something one way, they understand it, we're good to go. But sometimes with specific hidden disabilities, it's a little bit harder to comprehend unless it's said in a way that your brain can process it. So
I love that.
yeah, so if anyone sees the hidden sunflowers, just know that that person might need some additional time. Yeah, it's something I really love that they're taking advantage of. Not
Yeah.
taking advantage of, that they're supporting and they're teaching their employees how to support.
Yeah. I would really love to see
Mhm.
more parks utilize that.
Yeah,
Make it
I
more
agree as well. Yeah, I think
readily
it's
known.
really good.
Yeah. I really like that program. I really do. I was like, I think that I almost I think I might have cried when Sesame Place posted it. Like I was so excited. I was like, I can't believe that they're doing this. Like I loved it. So
No, I'm trying to remember. I know like we talked to Gabriel pretty early on as a podcast. Did he mention anything about that or like the implementation of it? I don't recall.
I don't fully remember. I think I may have brought it up with them. I think that I brought it up with them when we talked about choosing to do it or like how they got the designation. I would have to go back and look. Um I think we brought it up though.
I don't remember. That was a while ago.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we brought it up with them, but I can't even find where this episode is. Oh wait.
It was pretty early. It's like
Yeah.
episode 3 or 4 or something.
Yeah. I found it here, but I don't know if it's in our notes. I do think we brought it up though.
Yeah, I forgot I keep literally show notes from every single episode we've done. All in one document.
Yeah, all in one document so we can look at it. It's not in the document, but I'm pretty sure we did touch on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if we
Yeah,
talked
I was
about
far too excited, I think, not to bring it up. And they had, I think it was pretty newly supported at the time that we had him on. So I'm pretty sure we talked about it. Yeah.
Cool. So I know one other question that we got was more for you, Nate. I don't know if you've heard of Mike with the mullet, but he he posted, maybe you might have met him before. But he said, "What is something you wish more parks would implement to make going to the parks with your brother easier?"
And I was looking at this question and kind of thinking about it. I was just kind of thinking through like how each park or chain does their like time system on how like my brother's biggest thing is he can't wait in line, mainly because and additionally take the stroller through lines, which a lot of people have with wheelchair access, obviously. But like even standing in line, even though he can walk and all that, he doesn't understand that concept. So I'm trying to think of like my best improvement here, and this might be kind of a overall improvement in for parks for everybody, but honestly, like sometimes lines and like even if you're waiting right at the very end to get on, sometimes operations can take 5 minutes or something like that. Some sort of like for my brother specifically, cooling, like more fans, more air, maybe like mist or something. My brother gets overheated very easily. One of the medications he takes for his drugs causes him to basically not sweat almost at all. So he gets red and he gets hot really easily. And that's probably the biggest struggle at amusement parks, honestly, just because of how far we've come with ADA and access. And yeah, we've had those issues and moments, but really the biggest thing is keeping him like I guess safe or healthy with how his temperature is or how the environment is. He can get overstimulated. So kind of I guess trying to make that go, transition from the time we come back with our ride time to getting him on the ride Something to help with that would probably be my like number one suggestion. Like I said, parks try. I get it. It gets hot in a lot of places, especially in America. But like something maybe specifically for ADA, like with fans and mist if they need it. Something like that would probably be the biggest thing for him. Additionally, from like a ride manufacturer standpoint, and I get we've ridden a lot of rides that are 5, 10, 30 years old, but like easier ways to get in and out for sure. Like even not even just like for like wheelchairs, but as we mentioned earlier, Mr. Freeze, those trains suck. But getting him into Fury 325 or even I 305 is not that bad. Um, except for the front. I think the front's where you have those feet dividers. Those are a little
Mhm.
weird. But stuff with more open seating is a lot easier. That's kind of from a manufacturer standpoint, not from a park standpoint. But it does say parks would implement, so I'll kind of stay more on that, I guess. But yeah, that's probably the biggest thing I can think of. I will say with the different ADA passes I've done throughout the years, I think my first experience with it was Holiday World, where you would walk up and they would see you and you get the little time on the paper first, like right away, and they give you whatever the entire wait time was. And that I don't think is the ideal system because now I've seen a way where you come up and you ride the first ride right away and then you wait for its time afterwards. That's pretty good. But I think probably my favorite one, and I'm not like the fast pass ones. There's been a few where you just get on everything. Um, but probably the best method to do that is like wait a percentage of the time elsewhere, maybe not the full time because that can kill a whole day. Ride first, then wait the time, and then go to the next one. So that way you can be up there and ready when the time expires for the next ride. Plus, um, if it's a percentage of the wait, you're not. I know that is getting in front of some people, I guess, but it's not killing the entire day where you're just sitting there and you don't have anything going on to do necessarily. But as far as how the ADA passes work, I think that's probably the best method of all of them that I've seen.
Yeah, I think it's Busch Gardens that does that one where you have to like
Yeah,
go and get a return time and you wait the full time. And my biggest issue with that is like if you do have mobility issues or anything like that, you have to go to the attraction and if it's a 2 hour
twice.
wait,
Yeah,
it's you like you have to go back to that attraction, you have to backtrack, maybe you have to go across the park. Like
yeah,
Busch Gardens, you have to go like to Giraffe Bar to go somewhere air conditioned where you can
yeah.
wait in a comfortable spot and that's pretty far.
Right. And it's
So,
not like I mean, I think in general it's better than waiting in line. I mean,
yeah, definitely.
it is. And that's what the point of it is. It's so people don't have to wait in line. It's supposed to avoid that. So it's not like these people that are waiting 2 hours in line in the normal line aren't also
Yeah.
burning a lot of their day. That's a whole like ride wait time issue. But having to go up there twice was kind of the weird thing I think with the
Yeah.
initial ones. You have to go up there, get the time, and then you're like, okay, come back later.
Yeah, I like it more when you get to ride. Cedar Fair, I don't know what Cedar Fair does now this year.
Most recently, I know, yeah,
Yeah, but before that they did the you go to the first attraction, ride first, then do their wait time, which I just think it's just so much easier that way and thinking
hmm
specifically with like people with autism, people who get super overstimulated, um adding extra walking to their day to go
yeah.
back and forth also can be a huge detriment on their day.
But I guess I don't know if this is possible, but it could be if like across the board, like any park kind of develops the same or similar system so that they're consistent. Disney maybe be an exception. Universal, maybe those like really big ones are an exception because they've got their own thing, virtual queue, whatnot.
Yeah.
That would be cool too if you could just like pick a ride. You don't even have to go up there somehow digitally. and then you get your time later, like they did kind of in COVID for like everybody, which I didn't think that worked well when that was all you could do. But if that was like an ADA thing, it might work well.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, if they could get across the board, like independent parks, chains, SeaWorld and Six Flags or Cedar Flags or whatever, and Palace Parks, and if all of them could kind of be somewhat consistent across the board, that would be nice.
Yeah.
I know it's a big ask, but yeah.
I agree.
I had a thought forming, but I couldn't figure out the words for it, so never mind.
Fair enough. That happens to me all the time.
I think that brings us to the end of our actual planned content.
Yeah.
I do have trivia answer.
Do we have a trivia question?
Yes.
I was gonna say, Nate, you've been on a lot of obscure things too. Maybe you.
Yeah,
I could
Nate,
maybe
if you
think
have
of
one
one.
and you want to jump in, but I do have one. I just have to remember what it was. I found one. Okay, so trivia question last week.
Did we
Did
write
we
it
get
down?
any submissions?
No, we didn't.
Oh, well, trivia question last week was through the conversation we mentioned multiple parks. I think we mentioned all three that offer kennel services for service animals, and we asked what were the three park chains mentioned that offered kennels for service animals. And that is Disney Parks, Universal Parks, and United Parks or SeaWorld Parks. Whichever name we want to go with. So no submissions, so no one got it, but that was the answer to our trivia question.
So Florida.
I mean, that's a good place to have that one in that
right.
heat.
Yeah. But I was just thinking like all those corporations have a lot of their stuff in Florida.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see who was listening to that episode, if you remember those.
So I do have to ask here. The trivia question is that it's about the episode that we just did, or is it like anything? I don't know.
So it's usually just about the subject that we talked about.
Okay.
So it can be anything. We try to keep it like theme park related, but about the subject.
I don't know if I have something off the top of my head.
Yeah, I don't have anything accessibility related necessarily.
I have a pretty simple one, which we did not mention on this episode, but this is American based. But what legal framework mandates the amusement parks, or that amusement parks provide accessible attractions and facilities for those with disabilities? So I don't think we mentioned it at all.
I feel like we're doing a test question more than trivia.
Yeah, no, but that's honestly valid. That's trivia, and I
yeah,
do know the
it's
answer,
not as
but
trivia
I won't say
too,
it.
right? And I also feel like it is a pretty easy one.
Yeah.
I do think a lot of people probably know it. So bonus points if you can also tell us what that mandate, the main thing that mandate says. So yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm not as good as coming up with trivia questions as Bryant.
I don't think we'll give that answer next week or next episode when we talk to Richard, but
yeah,
we'll try to remember post Europe trips.
Yeah, and then I swear the questions will get better. Brian's better at this.
He really is. Even on the fly, he's always better at this.
If I have time to prepare, you guys could like reach out to me. I might be able to come up with something for you, and you guys could just say it.
Yeah, we put you on the spot this time.
Yeah, I hadn't thought ahead about trivia.
Yeah, I didn't think about it until the start of the episode. But here we are.
Yep. It brings us to the end of our episode.
Allison's still in there.
By the way, I'm gonna plug my channel here at the end. If you want to see my brother riding roller coasters, there's a lot of videos with him in it. Probably my favorite one is him riding Swamp Fox last year at Myrtle Beach, which is a fairly recent video because he doesn't get the whole concept of putting his hands up, but he loves to wave at people. So he was excited and he was waving at me, and we go over a big drop and his hands just went up, and that's in the video. So
Is that one that you sent me?
yes, that's one of the pictures I sent you. Was a screenshot from that.
I'll send it to you too, Jen.
Anyway, Coaster Focus on YouTube. Not all the videos have him, but like a lot of them that I ride and get on ride film on, he's in SeaWorld, Family Kingdom, stuff like that. So if you want to see my brother riding coasters, go check it out.
I do want to
Yeah.
go see your brother riding coasters. That's gonna make me so happy.
You can skip me rambling in the videos too if you want.
Never.
Yeah, I'm just here for your brother.
Yeah.
Forget you, man.
Honestly, I wouldn't blame you.
Well, hopefully this episode has been very informative to everybody who's still listening to us.
Yeah. Thanks for
Um,
listening.
Thanks for listening. Hope you learned something. Hope you can take this knowledge into future park visits and think a little bit more about accessibility and yeah.
Maybe think a little more inverted.
Yeah.
Hashtag think inverted, hashtag think inclusive.
Yes. Heck yeah.
And next episode, we will have our interview with Richard from Morgan's Wonderland. And then probably after that, we will have just an episode of Europe trip recaps.
Yeah, with me just
Just chilling.
Jen just muted and
yeah, guys. I was in Pennsylvania,
But you can ride Talon at Dorney Park.
but I can ride Talon at Dorney Park. So who
Yeah.
actually wins? So,
Nemesis.
all right. Well, that brings us to the end, guys. Thanks so much for listening.
yep. And we will see you next time.